Competition starting to get thick. It's the click, so I hope you work your A game. Ain't made no rain.
And then specifically, we really got into the Edge debut, Adam Copeland, Edge, his debut at Wrestle Dream, and his AEW Dynamite debut was this past Wednesday. And man, I thought that closing segment and the closing angle between him and Christian, while I was kind of against them feuding and being in a program immediately, it is kind of a no-brainer if you're thinking about it from a promoter's perspective because of the history between them two and the magic that they're able to make. And I thought they knocked it out of the park. I thought they hit a home run.
I absolutely love this segment. I was real tired when I came home and watched the show last night, and I loved the debut. I thought it was fantastic. I did a whole big spiel about it on Overtime, about how much I thought it was just well produced, and the whole thing it really worked for me as a wrestling fan. I'm gonna tell you something. I absolutely I know we've been all worried about Mr. Sexton Hardcastle and his tendency to overindulge himself in the promo world, and we've been worried if he's going to sit on a stool in the ring with mood lighting and cut a promo. I think for this one here, he was a tad verbose, but I think for a mission statement promo where it's like, this is why I'm here. This is what I'm going to do. Here's why I'm doing it. I thought it was really good. And I liked how he talked about why he did what he did. I liked that he was the basic gist was he was going to debut anyway, right? He was going to come out at the end of the show, no matter what. And then he saw his best friend was about to hit their childhood hero, and he basically was just going to distract him, right? And slow him down and try to talk some sense into him, right? I love that. And what I said to you and a buddy of ours was that I love that he that Adam Copeland made more sense of the Judgment Day turn in WWE than WWE did, where he just told his friend that you got to be careful with these young guys because they'll chew you up and they'll spit you out. And we had a disagreement with a friend of ours who's like, well, he didn't think that made sense. And it wasn't in this kind of universe. And what I love about AEW is that AEW continuity is pro wrestling continuity, right? And they treat the fans, if you've watched wrestling, like we have Kenny and Kota Ibushi, that's a DDT thing, right?
Yeah. We
have like lots of stuff that carries over. And we're doing the Edge and Christian thing. And it made sense for him to kind of say that because, like, again, in this world, in this story, Christian Cage is manipulating people, but Edge is doing the same thing with Judgment Day. He put that group together. He got turned on, and now he's trying to tell his buddy, "Hey, this is working for you now, but we're old, and when the young people are done with us, they kick us to the curb." So I like that. Maybe that's not full what the story has been, but it's it's Adam Copeland's perspective on what could happen, and I like when characters share their feelings and talk about what they see about things, because perspective is something that we don't talk enough about in pro wrestling. Like, we always want our characters to, like, well, this is, you either want truth or lies, right? Either they're lying to you or they're telling the truth to you. We rarely talk about perspective, whereas when Obi-Wan Kenobi put it in Return of the Jedi, a certain point of view, right?
Yeah.
And it's all about point of view when we talk about things, because that's reality. Reality is I see something happening and my brain thinks this. I'm going to express that. And you can sort of go, well, that's not the way the promotion told the story. Yeah, okay. But in fiction, we let characters tell the story through their experiences. And that promo segment to me was just perfect. Then Christian told him to go fuck himself, which I thought was just the greatest final line of promo ever, quite frankly.
Yeah. I thought it was great. And I thought, they did a good job. He has his mission statement out there. And then he talked about he wanted to team with Christian because of, like their history and everything. And that was kind of one of the reasons why he came there, so they could end their careers together. And they really they're setting up a feud now, but a return to the tag team later. Like, I think like now we're not only looking forward to the feud, but we're already looking forward to the eventual when they both come to their senses and become a tag team, because they already immediately started talking about the teams that they could go up against, FTR, the Young Bucks. And I think he said the Young Club too. I can't remember if he said them or not, but he just listed off the really good tag teams and just how they could go on a run. It's like, yeah, that would be awesome, but we got to do this feud first. Mm-hmm. And as we all know, Christian can play both babyface and heel very, very well. As can Edge. So I think that we have a lot to look forward to with this. Now, I get the complaints from a lot of the AEW fans and a lot of the AEW hardcores. This was aside from the cursing, this was, like this could have been on Raw. I think it was executed better than what you would normally see on Raw. But I think that just because these are two Attitude Era guys, like in their mid to late 40s, kind of having this super long promo to end it, I could see why you would connect the dots and say, well, that's WWE shit. I don't want that here. And I understand that. But I got to say, I still really enjoyed it, despite the fact that it was WWE shit on AEW.
No, I agree with what you're saying because, like, I'm a big example. I think people get mad when they see anybody with WWE pedigree on AEW doing anything that makes them think slave WWE. And then I remember I read somewhere someone's like, "Why can't it'd be better if Adam Coleman just ran out with no music and just beat people's ass?" And I'm like, "No, it wouldn't," because a lot of people complain. I mean, I use it on my Twitter. I think you saw it. So Jay White, right? When Jay White made his debut, we got the cha-ching, and then he ran out there and just beat up Ricky Starks, right? And we all said, "Oh, that was a shitty flat debut," because they didn't treat him like a star, right? They just rolled him out there. We're all supposed to know that it's Jay White, and then he just kind of is involved in something. They did absolutely nothing to build him up. Adam Copeland's debut. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard not to call this guy Edge. Adam Copeland's debut.
JD, can we just be the show that continues to call him Edge and never
I'm
changes?
fine with that.
I think that's what I would like. I think that's because he's going to be Edge again soon. Like, I don't think that he's really going to end his career here. I think that eventually we're going to be back to calling him Edge before too long.
He says he's going to be there for the 12th anniversary of Dynamite. And I don't think professional, especially Adam Copeland, is a liar, sir. He would never lie on the microphone. Anyway, what I liked about Edge's, I'll call him Edge, Edge's debut was that they treated him like a fucking star. We did get when I went in this on overtime, but we got the big entrance. They made him feel like a big deal, and you got the right reaction, and you set the tone from jump that this guy is a major star. It's taken months to rehab Jay White from a bad debut. So tell me, which is it going to be? I mean, like, just because WWE does stuff doesn't mean it's all bad. Like, we can take the good things they do and leave the bad things they do, right?
Right. Yeah. Not that, and that's the nuanced part of being a wrestling fan that I think people are having trouble coming to grips with, because if it was ever in WWE, that doesn't mean that it was always bad. Now, one thing that we're also having trouble coming to grips with, a lot of people like wrestling fans, because they're so tribalistic. And you know what I mean? So like when he was in WWE, he sucked. And so now just because like his latest run wasn't very good, that means that now you can't now accept him and say that he was good. Because if you do, you're being just an AEW homer. It's like, well, no, you know what I mean? Like there's some players that go from one team to another and they just perform better in this team because they're in a different position. Right. Totally. So just because the guy was in WWE and you didn't really care for his latest run, if he comes to AEW, that doesn't mean that he's automatically bad. You got to give him a chance to be good. So far, I've seen him in 2 appearances and I've liked both of them. If he comes out and he stinks to join up, I'm going to say that, right? But I'm not just being a homer because he's doing pretty good on AEW right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us right here on the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here. Now, do me a big favor. Hit that big thumbs up button. Throw us a comment and make sure that you're a subscriber to this channel. Help us defeat the algorithm. That's really important for us. And then also, if you could share this channel and share this video with all of your friends and tell them that you really enjoy it, I would greatly appreciate it. And then if you do enjoy it, and if all that is true, please join us on our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/The Mike and JD Show for exclusive premium content coming every single week. Now, enjoy the clip.
We hostile, a hymn, I clear my throat and preach the gospel. My flow is doper than ever, nights when we separate, but together there's a murderous